Dick Barnett is kind of the forgotten great player on the Knicks championship teams.
If you think in terms of a winner, a guy who changed the game in a lot of instances, a guy who was before his time, that's Dick Barnett.
If you knew basketball, you had to admire him as a player, and he was beautiful to watch.
A key cog on the New York Knicks championship teams of the 1970s, guard Dick Barnett was best known for his unorthodox shooting style.
But there wasn't much question that ball was going in.
He was very prolific at getting his shot off in all circumstances.
I haven't seen anyone else shoot like that over the years, so that was part of what I developed on the courts as I was growing up in Gary, Indiana.
Dick Barnett became a star player at Theodore Roosevelt High School, and in his senior season, he helped lead his team to their first ever Indiana State Championship game. Despite losing the state championship, Dick Barnett's high school accomplishments did not go unnoticed. Barnett was recruited to then Tennessee A&I by legendary coach John McClendon in 1955. Barnett excelled immediately on the court, but his lifelong disdain for the classroom nearly cut short his athletic career.
I didn't understand that academics and athletics could peacefully and productively coexist.
They won 3 national championships, unheard of. And in 2 of those years, Dick was the MVP. He's one of the best college players ever.
I'd heard about him when I was in high school in Atlanta, Georgia, and he was a very prolific scorer, so he was like a legendary figure throughout the South.
That team was one of the greatest teams in the history of college basketball.
Tennessee State won 3 straight national championships.
To this day, Dick Barnett remains Tennessee State's all-time leading scorer with 3,209 points.
Coming out of Tennessee A&I's #1 draft to us indicated their dream in America, with all of its contradictions, really do come true.
After being drafted by Syracuse in 1959, Barnett spent 2 seasons with the Nationals before signing with George Steinbrenner's Cleveland Pipers of the ABL. Barnett helped lead the Pipers to the league championship before returning to the NBA the following season with the Los Angeles Lakers. He spent 3 years out west, but on October 14th, 1965, Barnett's career in Los Angeles came to an end.
Fred Schaus, who was the coach, said, to upgrade our team, we need to trade you for Bob Boozer.
Dick Barnett immediately won over any skeptical fans in New York by averaging over 23 points a game during his first season in the Garden. But on February 18, 1967, in his second campaign with the team, Barnett's future nearly came crashing down.
It was a very intimidating and frightening time. What would I do if I'm not able to play professional basketball again?
A light bulb, come on. Dick, you got to go back to school. You got to have a second alternative. And this is what he did.
I began the whole process of going back to school. I started going back to Tennessee A&I in the off season, and I decided to go back to school at New York University and acquired a master's degree in public administration.
There's a lot of talk about you maybe being put up for grabs in the expansion.
Seriously.
You think this series kept you in New York for sure?
I don't think the series. I think my performance throughout my career keeps me in New York.
Suddenly in the playoffs that year, Dick Barnett was the star again.
You were remarkable, you son of a gun, with those driving left hands. Just remarkable in getting the arch over Wilt's head.
Well, I've been pretty successful doing the series doing this. I see dollar signs up there on the backboard.
NBA champion.
It was a great time, and the city was very excited. It was a very satisfying victory, being a part of that championship team.
Dick Barnett's contribution to that team too often is overlooked because he was playing with great stars. But ask any basketball fan or any teammate, they'll say Dick Barnett was a vital, vital part of the whole thing.
I stayed in coaching as an assistant coach with the Knicks 3 years to understand I didn't want to be a coach.
After completing his master's degree at NYU during his playing years with the Knicks, Barnett set his sights even higher when he enrolled at Fordham University to study for his doctorate degree.
I wanted to do that right after I finished my master's, but certain things intervened, and I lost about 10 years. I said, well, let me go back to school. One of the things that I determined a long time ago that I'm just as smart as anybody else.
Dick Barnett also became a published author and poet. He taught sports management for 4 years at St. John's University, and he currently runs an organization called SportsScope, which is dedicated to the study and research of athletes in American society.
Well, life after basketball has been quite exciting.
He's in sort of a class by himself, a professional athlete in one regard, a world champion, and then an educator and an author and someone who writes poetry. You don't find it too often.
I'm a Renaissance man, okay?
On March 10th, 1990, the New York Knicks recognized Dick Barnett's athletic achievements by bestowing upon him the ultimate honor, retiring his number 12 to the fabled Garden Rafters. It was a fitting tribute as Barnett's former coach, Red Holtzman, was also honored during the same ceremony.
The fact that they did it on a night with Red Holtzman, I think made it even more special because it did show the closeness between those two.
Madison Square Garden is the mecca for arenas in sports lure, and obviously they don't have everybody's jersey that hangs in Madison Square Garden.
I'll never forget that night when that number we were going over to the rafter. I went to crying. I was just filled with joy, tears.
It was magnificent. That was I don't know what kind of feeling I can't explain to you. You just felt proud all over.
That sort of completes a circle because now all 5 starters from that championship team, the 70 team, and now the coach are all up there, and they're all up there together.
With my friends here, I'm very elated and happy that my number is being retired.
It was a special day. The final recognition that I played a major role in the success of the New York Knicks at that particular time.
Dr. Barnett has also been inducted into the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, and the National Collegiate Hall of Fame. His career is one of remarkable athletic and academic success, a career that sometimes has not gotten the recognition it deserves.
Dick was the other guy, but he was an instrumental component of the championship years.
Dick was really one of the leaders in that team, and I thought that he held a big piece of our success in the late 60s to the early 70s.
He's one of the architects who built the legacy of what the Knicks were about. No one can really forget that.
Dick Barnett was more than number 12 on the court. He was somebody that you idolize in every aspect of life.
His dreams really do come true, whatever it might be. Life is a continuum. Just because I reached this goal doesn't mean that I'm through. There are other goals that I'm trying to reach. So there's always something ahead of me. So what now, my brother? There's always something else ahead.